The Real Thing is a unique video series that prepares students for the mainstream curriculum at an American college. Students practice their note-taking skills as they watch authentic examples of classes from the full range of disciplines. More of The Real Thing can be used on its own or as a companion to the original. More of The Real Thing shows 16 college classes, each about 15 minutes long. Many of the professors give conventional lectures, while others offer student-centered instruction. In Sarita Tamayo's class, students sit in a circle and discuss their strategies for studying for a test. Viewers observe that students are expected to be active participants in class, volunteering original ideas. In his psychology class, Jim Potterton describes theories about human happiness.
What's one of the first signs of a happy person? What do you think is a sign of a happy person?
Smile.
A smile, exactly. A smile. Yes.
The look they have in their eye, if they're like looking away or if they're looking directly at you.
Yeah, exactly. The face is the real powerful place for happiness. In fact, one of the things that in psychology we have come up with a term called what's called a Duchenne smile. I'll tell you a little bit about this. A Duchenne smile stands for the...
Students in Priscilla Santos's class learn how to make their own education plans.
How many of you know where the counseling building is? How many of you have been to the counseling building? How many of you have stopped in to ask a question of a counselor in the counseling building? Okay, that's what I'm getting at. So, what you are going to do is you are going to go into the counseling building. If you have not done this before, for walk-in here, you are going to sign in at the front desk and they will call your name.
Political scientist Martin Morales describes the structure of American government.
Moving on to Article 2 and the executive branch. Article 2 lists very specifically what the authority of the executive is. It names him as Commander-in-Chief of the military.
Judith Bell helps her students consider the advantages and challenges of working on group projects. She explains that learning to participate effectively on a team is crucial, not only for college classes, but also in the professional world.
Kind of open it up to you guys a little bit and find out, first of all, how many of you have worked in teams on projects for classes? Just raise your hands. Okay, everybody pretty much. Okay, good. All right, what I want to do next is find out from you, what are some of the good things about working in teams? Okay, think about your team experience and think about some of the things that were good. Okay, I'll start with you.
In her art class, Allison Connor discusses the basics of color.
Really basic ones, yellow, red, blue are the primary colors, and then orange, violet, and green are the secondary colors. So in theory, to get...
In her gender studies lecture, Dr. Padma Manian describes the development of different roles for men and women in 19th century America.
Women's work in the early 19th century meant that they stayed at home, they were domestic, they were in charge of raising their children, upbringing of their children, you know, with moral values.
In his anatomy class, Pete Deliscu defines scientific terms related to his topic, the heart. However, like many professors, sometimes he digresses from his lecture. Here, Dr. Deliscu shares a few laughs with his students about non-scientific aspects of the human heart.
You gotta have heart, etc. Can you think of any? You a heartbreaker? Yes, you are. Baby. What else?
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Cold heart.
Cold heart, you black heart, you heartache. You stole my heart and stomped that sucker flat. You drop-kicked my heart through the goalposts of life. Those are both real songs from Cowboys. I'm serious. Well, anyway,
Jennifer Whitty shows her students how to prevent an infant from choking.
Let's look at this little drawing here. Our noses and our mouths lead into our airway. Touch the front of your neck just for a second. Can you feel that round tube right here? Yeah. And run your finger along. You feel the lumpy lump things there? Mm-hmm. Those are cartilage rings that keep your airway open, so we can do anything we want and keep it open. See how big yours is? It's a good 1.5 inches across, huh? You've got a big airway, and you know, you have strong muscles, so if you need to cough something up, you can really bring it up. Let's relate that to the baby. How big do you think their airway is in there? It's about half of this finger. Is this baby's chest and muscles like yours? Is it strong? That should tell us this baby is going to have some troubles if it starts choking. It doesn't have the power. We all have a protection. This flipper device called the epiglottis, E-P-I-G-L-O.
In his geography class, Ken Bauermeister talks about the globe.
Because Columbus set across the, where is it? The Atlantic, right? And had Columbus known how big the world is, he would have never set sail in the first place. Because there's no way these rickety old boats could have made it halfway across the world. The size of the...
Pre-listening activities in the book prepare students for what they will observe in the taped classes. During the early lectures, students are guided in their listening. They analyze notes and then are coached in taking notes themselves. Eventually, they examine outlines and create their own. Practicing with the real thing helps students develop their vocabulary, study skills, and critical thinking. Students learn to predict and prepare for questions on objective quizzes as well as essay exams. They apply concepts and synthesize ideas, orally and in writing. In one unit, student Justin Imamura tells about his experience doing a service learning project.
Okay, for my service learning project, I went to a non-profit organization called the Youth Commission here in the city. And I went there, and the Youth Commission is basically represented by a bunch of youth, ages 15 to 21 or 22. And what they do is they're basically like the city council. They have like a mayor type of person there.
The book helps students develop evaluation criteria for oral presentations like this. Students assess each other's efforts, excellent preparation for being evaluated themselves, and for evaluating others in college and in the work world. Practice with the real thing builds learners' skills and confidence. They become more aware of their individual learning styles and how to make the most of them. The real thing can be used by advanced students of English as a second language, in a college orientation program, or in courses designed to help students develop their general study skills. Some faculty also use lectures in the real thing to assess students' comprehension and their readiness for college-level courses. Others use the video for faculty development. Counselors may advise students interested in particular majors to watch appropriate units in order to preview what the courses might be like. The real thing and more of the real thing are each designed to stand alone. But when they are used together, students have a very comprehensive sampling of the courses offered at American colleges and universities. And most importantly, they have many opportunities to practice developing skills vital to their success. For further information, contact your distributor or Highland Publishing.